Alright guys, it is October the 11th and I got Ben with me today, and we're going to be going out and we're going to be walking on some public land. We're kind of going to do a little scouting and hunting, mostly just walking through. I've actually got the crossbow with me today, and I've got a trail camera out down here that I'm wanting to go get and bring it out of the woods. So we're just going to kind of ease through. It's about 1:30, so we're just going to walk for a couple hours. Maybe we'll see something. If we do, hopefully we'll shoot. I'm going to let Ben tow the camera around, so maybe we'll have a little bit of luck. But we're going to get down here, and we'll see when we get there. We made it out here to the public. Got the crossbow. Ben's got the camera ready to roll. So we're walking back here to where my trail camera is, and we're just going to kind of hunt our way in here. Try not to make too much noise. Wind's blowing pretty good, so giving us some cover. So hopefully we'll be able to slip in here. Maybe we'll see something, maybe not, but the main objective is to get the trail camera out of here, so that's what we're going to go try and do, and we'll see if we can't make something happen along the way. We just got back in here to where my trail camera is. Pretty sure we just saw a deer. We're trying to be real stealthy. We're going to ease up, but pretty sure we just saw a butt into one. It didn't run. Don't know if it was a buck or a doe, but pretty sure we didn't jump it bad. It was definitely something. So we're going to just kind of ease up and see if we can't get on it. It's walking towards us. It sure does. Let's back up. Alright, Ben and I just got back here, and we got my trail camera off the tree. We thought we saw a deer walking in, and now we're pretty sure we can hear a deer walking through the woods right here in front of us. So we're eased back up in under this little cedar tree, trying to stay kind of hidden and hoping that deer works his way back out into this little lane out here in front of us. If it does, I don't know how close of a shot it's going to be, but it could get pretty close. So we'll just have to see. We sat there for several minutes and never did see that deer again. Ben thought he saw something move through the woods and said he could hear it walking, but he thought it was walking away from us. So we're going to ease back towards the truck and just kind of hunt our way out of here. We got to make a run to Academy and get some fuel cartridges for the thermocell. I think me and Ben are going to go back again, take the crossbow in the morning, just kind of ease around, sit on the ground and hunt tomorrow morning. So maybe we'll have a little bit better luck in the morning. We may still shoot something on the way home yet, so we'll just have to kind of play it by ear at this point. Good morning, folks. It is October 12th. Ben and I are back out this morning on some public land. We went down the road from where we were at yesterday just a little bit. Got in here this morning, come around the corner, and there's already 3 or 4 deer standing right down here behind the truck. So I'm hoping they're going to hang in this area. We're going to kind of sit here for a few minutes and hopefully let them work back in the woods and not try to make as little noise as we can, ease in there to where we're going to hunt, and hope these deer work their way right down by us today. If not, we'll probably get up and move around some throughout the day. We're going to pack the thermocell in there, avoid some mosquitoes this time, and hopefully it's going to be a good morning. So we'll see you guys in the woods. We got in here and got set up this morning. Made it in here to the spot where we were hunting. So looks pretty good. Got in there quiet. I don't think we spooked those deer up by the truck. They were really close to us, but I never did hear them run off or blow out. So hopefully we didn't booger them up too bad. Got in here. Looks really good in this area. Ben thought he saw a deer right at daybreak and work its way into this thick stuff right out in front of us along this creek bank. I never did see it, but that wouldn't surprise me at all because they do travel alongside that creek. So I think it's going to be a pretty good morning. We're probably going to sit here about another hour or so, and we'll probably move around some. Just kind of get the blood flowing, get up moving around a little bit. But we're going to sit here for a little bit. A lot of activity, things moving around pretty good. Seen several squirrels. We got some ducks on the pond over here, so should be a good sit, and hopefully we'll kill something before the day's over with. So, all right, we got up and we walked out to where I thought the deer were going to come around the corner of that little pond, and realized that the beaver dam that was there last year has been backed up the creek a little bit. So we walked through the woods a good little ways, and we're starting to find some really good fresh sign. And I'm thinking we may be kind of closing in on where these deer are at this time. Finding real good fresh poop, fresh tracks. So I think we've got to be closing in on them here. I'm going to keep easing down this little creek bank and just see what I find. Made it back to the truck, finally. Had a pretty eventful morning, I'd say. We saw several deer right when we first got here. There were several deer real close to where we parked. And then Ben saw a deer while we were sitting and hunting this morning. We walked through, we found a lot of good fresh sign and a good bit of historical sign that's been there for several weeks. So I think we're closing in on the deer in this area. It just goes to show you can't rely on what you knew from previous years, because we got in there and checked out the place that I knew the deer to be crossing last year, and the beavers have dammed the creek up good little ways up it, so the deer were no longer crossing right there at that corner where we've been sitting. So we moved down a little bit further down that little creek and started finding fresh sign everywhere. So now we know, if we're going to go into this area, we're going to have to move down about 100 yards deeper than we did last year. So just a good thing keep in mind is don't go entirely based off what you found last year or previous seasons, because it changes year to year. So we're going to get out of here, probably get back out in the next day or two. My vacation is almost over. I'm running out of time to hunt before I go back to work. Of course, with my job, I'm able to hunt as much as I want to really anyway. So got to go back to work next week. Should have a real good cold front pushing in Friday, and I'm hoping this weekend is going to be good and productive. So hopefully we'll get some content out and get something on the ground for you guys. So just hang with us. It is October 16th, and Ben and I are back out again this morning. It's been a couple days since you saw us earlier in the video, and we're back out here in the same area. We're going to go in a little bit deeper to where we found all that fresh sign, and we're going to set up, and we're going to throw up a ground blind today and sit there for a little while and see what happens. Hopefully something's going to move through that area. Like I said, we found some good historic sign and a lot of fresh sign, so hopefully we're going to get on these deer this morning and make something happen, so y'all hang with us. All right, guys, me and Ben got in here and got set up in the ground blind. You probably can't see me right now, but it just broke day, and I saw some movement out in front of us. Had two big coyotes come in, and Ben tried to get the camera on them. I was drawn back. They were coming through super fast, but I just drilled one of them. So
we're too far, just out of camera reach.
Just out of camera range for Ben, but they just came in here so quick is what happened. They got on us too fast, but anyway, I smoked one of them. He ran off, but definitely a solid hit. I heard it crush that diaphragm, so he's I'm pretty sure he's done. We'll go get him later, but go see if we can find my arrow. But we're going to stay here because it just broke daylight, and we think deer could still very easily move through the area. So we're going to hang out here for a couple hours, and then we'll see what else happens. Alright, so I went out there, I just eased out and got my arrow just to make sure I could find it while it was still fresh on my mind where that coyote was standing. And I did find my arrow. It was buried up in the dirt and covered in blood. So I looked and followed the blood trail just maybe 20-30 yards, just trying to make sure I had a good idea of the direction he went. And he's just laying right over here, so I drilled him. He didn't go very far at all. And there's fresh deer poop everywhere out here in front of us. So we're going to sit here for a couple hours this morning. Hopefully those deer will work their way through here on into the morning. It's just 7:30, so we've still got a lot of time left. And I'm pretty excited about it, so y'all hang with us. Just an update, guys. I just looked up out this window and I saw a flicker and looked, and a pretty good buck just skirted us about 55-60 yards from us. Didn't spook him, he just walked through too fast, and couldn't tell for sure, but he looked like a good one. Definitely a legal shooter buck, and I'm hoping he might work his way back around this morning. I don't know, and I'm thinking surely that ain't gonna be the only deer we see. He's just a little too far, just out of range, so we'll just have to kind of hang out here and wait and see. We are fixing to get out here and go look at the coyote, and I'll show you guys where he was at, and I'm going to show you our setup, and then we're going to walk over here to where we saw that buck run through this morning and see about potentially finding a good spot to set up a little bit closer that way. So we're going to ease out here and check it out. We had that buck come through this morning, and we're sitting here walking back towards the coyote, and real fresh rub. Got bark all over the ground still. There ain't no doubt they in this area. We're just gonna have to kind of close the gap on them. They could have very easily come through right where we were sitting this morning. They didn't. Deer just skirted us a little further down. But we're gonna keep looking around, and we'll definitely be coming back to this spot here in the near future. So I'm standing right here where I shot the coyote this morning, and I'm gonna show you guys. Had just a little bit of blood, and it was just mingled. It's just really just kind of littered in these leaves, and you just barely could see it. It's real hard to follow in here, but I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you guys where we were and how we were set up. Right there. So we found a tree that had fallen this morning when we walked in here, and we just kind of tucked up in the branches and stuff. It brushed us in really good and kept us really secluded and covered, and those coyotes come right in here to us and just made a good shot. So we're gonna walk over and take a look at him. Walking up to my coyote, not 100% where I hit him yet, because this is the first time I've walked up to him. Hit him a little further back, but he was quartering to me just a little bit. Very little blood. Not a whole lot of a blood trail. That's just something you deal with sometimes with these fixed blade broadheads. Here he is. That is the exit wound, and I'm gonna flip him over and see where I hit him.
So you actually did it the right shot.
There's our entrance hole. Like I said, he was slightly quartering to me, but I mean, that is exactly where I was aiming, and the exit was just about 4 or 5 inches back on the off side. Pretty fun hunt this morning. I'm fixing to go break down the ground blind here in just a second. We're gonna walk. Well, like I said, we're not, I don't know, probably 75 yards from the ground blind where we're at right here. So pretty cool morning. Got to see a good buck and killed a coyote, so much better luck than I've had at the beginning of the year. I'll let y'all see the blind set up a little bit closer. Got this big dead tree down behind it and just tons of brush and stuff all around us. So it had us pretty concealed in there. And from a distance it just looked real good. And then we just kind of made do with what we could in the dark this morning. Because this is not an area that we've ever set up before. So we were just kind of guessing about where to set up. Turned out to be a pretty good spot. That buck, he ran through just right out here in front of me, maybe 65, 70 yards or so. And I actually don't think we're going to change our setup any. There's lots of fresh tracks and fresh sign right out in front of us. I think he just come through here. I don't think he was spooked. He just came through with a mission. He was trotting through and he had something on his mind, and he wasn't looking to browse around any. So we're gonna pack up this ground blind and head back out to the truck. Try again another evening. We are back at the truck, guys. That is gonna wrap it up for this video. Had a lot of fun this morning. Me and Ben had a real good time. Got in there, got set up good. Everything went good. Had a lot of activity going on. Things were moving, and ultimately got to shoot that coyote. So we had a lot of fun, and looking forward to getting back out in the woods. Hopefully this upcoming week with this temperature drops, really gonna get things on their feet and moving, and we're gonna start having a little bit better luck. If you hadn't already, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like, thumbs up, and that just lets you guys know when upcoming content's coming out. It really helps this channel grow, and we appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next one.